Hello and welcome to the 84th Planet Destiny podcast. We got stuff to talk about this week. It's Gamescom. It was Gamescom week. There's been a lot of stuff that they actually talked about. Watson and I can finally say, hey, sorry we were gone that week. We were at Bungie playing Rise of Iron. Sorry for the deception, but they wanted to keep that under wraps. So we can actually talk about all the cool stuff that we played while we were there. And one more thing before we truly get started. We were going to have True Vanguard on tonight. Internet, Comcast had other issues, but everyone please congratulate him and his wife on their beautiful new baby daughter.
Yeah, it was like less than a week ago, I feel like.
Yeah, less than a week ago.
Yeah, definitely.
So
seems terrifying.
It's fantastic week. We got new babies, and then we got new Destiny info.
That's got right. A lot of new Destiny info. Not all of it is good, but some of it is great.
True. Oh. Should we just rip the Band-Aid?
You want to start
with the matches, baby? Woo!
The way they dropped the news, I yelled at Irk. He was just like, yeah, we've got like new strikes, new raid, we got a new Crucible game mode, private matches. I'm like, what did he just say?
You guys slip that one in, you think we wouldn't notice?
Just softball that in there.
Yeah.
Dude, private matches is huge. This is like amazing news. It changes the landscape of Destiny for just about every player. We're gonna start seeing tournaments. MLG already tweeted that they're gonna start doing game battles for Destiny.
Signups are already there for it. Like you can go to their website and start signing up for that stuff.
Yep. Every streamer is gonna start doing some kind of fun with this, right? It's like it's just too tempting not to bring in people and do some kind of ridiculousness with it. Whether you actually get competitive with it, or you decide to have 6 people on Sparrows and 1 person with a rocket launcher trying not to get run over. You know, whatever it be, there's going to be fun to be had here. This is amazing
testing.
news.
Weapon testing.
Weapon testing.
So
machinima.
Easier.
Yeah, all of the map guides that can be done now.
Oh, God, the map guides are going to be great.
Yep. It's going to be beautiful because people can make some really crazy stuff, especially with that artifact with the special camera lenses.
Yes. Mm-hmm. The cinema effect,
another thing that got released today or this week. There is one big piece of info that we want to kind of get into before we start talking about all the other awesome stuff that happened. There's one kind of big turd.
A Debbie Downer.
Yeah, there's one big turd, but we can get that out of the way so we can have a fun podcast. So it looks like the PlayStation exclusives from Taken King, so Jade Rabbit, the Strike, all the the PlayStation exclusive armor,
Zen Meteor,
Sector 618,
Sector 618,
PvP map.
You're happy about.
Be happy about it. Yeah.
Be happy you're not getting that. There's a good side to that because we're not going to be able to experience it on Trials.
You're right. Oh my God.
So basically, all that stuff. It looks like that's not going to be coming to Xbox.
Not till year 3.
Not till year 3.
Year 3 or after.
Wait,
the language that Sony is using about it.
Wait, they said year 3 or after?
No, well,
yeah. I'm sorry. They said
fall
September. Yeah, they said fall of 2017 or after.
Wow, that's weird that they added an or after.
Right.
Yeah. Well, they're covering their bases because the original statement was you can get this stuff for Xbox as early as
fall of 2016.
Yeah.
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 I got to give a shout out to TH Connor, who's in chat right now. I'm pretty sure he broke this story. If he didn't, man, he was early on it because he put up a Reddit post that pretty much confirmed this by comparing the fine print and the what they were offering with the collector's edition, or not the collector's edition, the complete edition of Destiny, comparing what was in the PlayStation exclusives in that advertising and what was in the PlayStation exclusives in the Rise of Iron advertising. He was basically able to come up with what exactly was not coming to the Xbox One. He posted that up on Reddit this morning, and about 4 hours later, every gaming news site that was at Gamescom seemed to have asked Bungie about it directly and confirmed it. So big ups to TH Connor there.
Connor knocking one out.
Sure.
Yeah, but this is horrible news. This is really bad.
It's not good.
There's a lot of implications behind it too, because like for instance, the fact that Destiny 2 is assumed that it's going to be coming out at least by fall of 2017. So these exclusives, are they coming to Destiny 2? Which means that our whole arsenal is going to be brought over, you know what I mean, into Destiny 2? Or is it literally the content is just going to be like, well, you can go use the Zen Meteor on Xbox now, but we've moved on to Destiny 2? Like, that's awful.
Yeah.
There's I don't know. It's really weird. We also don't know how Destiny 2 is going to be. If it's going to be a whole new game, if it's going to be just an unbelievably large expansion. I don't know. I don't think you can find a single person out there who truly is like, yeah, no, exclusives are fine. They're great. There's nothing wrong with them, especially in this case. I'm pretty sure everyone out there, you know, aside from the people who are getting paid for this, are like, man, yeah, there's no one out there that's actually genuinely supportive of exclusives that are this long, a whole year, and now 2 years, I guess.
Right. Yeah. A 2-year exclusive.
I think best case scenario would be that maybe exotics go over to Destiny 2, but nothing else, so it is kind of a fresh start.
That's a good point.
That's like the best case, because then they still get to use it, but we're kind of starting fresh. I mean, worst case, you never get to use it, or it's just an expansion, not a whole new game like we thought it was.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I mean, they're from what I've seen, every time somebody describes it, it is a game, right? It's the next game. It's Destiny 2, the next game.
It is.
So I'd be actually be shocked if all the exotics moved over. I'd be pretty surprised.
I mean, I
would as well.
I just don't want it to be Thorn, Last Word, Might of Multi-Tool, Hawkmoon.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I want new stuff. Right?
I want a brand new start. You know, I want us to go through that again, discovering what the really good weapons are and finding things, and I want to experience that again. I don't want to have the same stuff, looking at the same things.
Seriously.
Again.
Yeah, it needs a fresh redo. So it does make me very nervous. You are right though. At the very worst case scenario, it could be that Xbox just doesn't get to experience Jade Rabbit and Zen Meteor and that strike realistically during a time that it meant something. It's not.
And there's going to be another new PvP map too, Icarus.
Right.
That's probably not going to come. The quest lines as well from the Taken King and from Rise of Iron that are PlayStation exclusive, they're not going to come. The armor is not going to come. I think that includes the PlayStation specific exclusive Iron Banner armor.
Is that ever going to come though?
I don't think it is. I mean, they advertise it on the PlayStation website as being exclusive to PlayStation.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I thought those were specific to that system.
No, if it's exclusive to PlayStation, then it's part of this.
It's not
deal.
coming. Yeah. Not in year 3 anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, what I was thinking is that I didn't expect the Iron Banner exclusives to be ones that are going to come to Xbox. I thought that's actually just something. Yeah.
Also, the Sublime gear, not coming. That's something that looked pretty cool in a couple of cases. I know that the Neurogas armor I thought looked phenomenal. Also, I think it's called Barkham Dune on the Warlock. That looked really good. Like some of that looked really nice, and Xbox users just not get a chance to experience that because of this exclusivity deal. And I don't understand why it's been extended by another year. Like that's something I think we should think about a little bit too. Like why?
Money.
Is it money though?
Is it money, or is it they didn't have enough exclusives for the Rise of Iron to make exclusives?
So I think it's there was an Edge article or Edge issue that came out today, and they had a lot of really good stuff in it. And in there, we finally got confirmation that Destiny 2 was meant to launch this fall.
Yep.
And it was pushed back to fall of 2017. So my theory is that the PlayStation exclusives that were in Taken King, it wasn't contracted based on length of time, as in a year. It was contracted for in between releases. Mm-hmm. So it would be these will be PlayStation exclusives until Destiny 2 comes out. And then when that got pushed back and Rise of Iron came out, those exclusives, due to the way the contract stated, probably got extended out into Destiny 2.
That would
make a
also
lot of sense.
That would also talk toward why we saw all those exotics in the database that never got released.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at some point they might have been planned releases for the Taken King, and then once they realized that Destiny 2 did get delayed, they decided to hold back on them so they wouldn't have to develop more for the Rise of Iron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, it's pretty crazy that it wasn't that long ago that the news of it getting pushed back was. And people in the studio didn't know that it had got delayed until when we found out. So they made Rise of Iron in a very short time.
Mm-hmm.
So on the positive side of all of this, they've come up with some pretty fantastic stuff.
Yeah,
in
a
that
short period
amount
of time. Yeah.
Yeah, you are right. Which also means, well, so my theory also with the release schedule as well, because of the collection coming out, they're releasing the collection bundle, which is going to be all the expansions and vanilla Destiny. It seems like this also confirms the fact that Rise of Iron is going to be what we have for a whole year. Because do you think they release another expansion after they have the collection?
I don't think it'll be another expansion. No, I think what we could expect to see maybe some like deeper live events, like maybe they do something a little bit more extensive than what we've had, and just like dropping exotics throughout the time span of Rise of Iron.
I think you're right, Watts. I think we'll see them similar to what happened with Festival of the Lost last year. It was a slightly deeper thing than it was the year before. I think they'll continue to add upon it for this year. Same with SRL. We've already heard that there's going to be a new PvE twist to SRL and more maps. I don't know about Crimson Doubles. I don't really know what you can do with that to make it deeper. Maybe add some PvE stuff to it. And then hopefully we get another April update type of thing. But I certainly am not expecting another expansion in 2017 until Destiny 2 comes out.
Yeah, I mean,
not expecting another expansion.
The news lays it out and confirms that, well, we have Rise of Iron, and then that Edge article is saying that's been pushed to 2017 for Destiny 2. And also, it really does concern me that these exclusives are going to be exclusive until then, which sounds like they're going to then bring them forward. I mean, that's a strike also. So,
well, I mean,
strike
it
is
might
going to be
just
available
be
in
that
Destiny 2?
It might just unlock in
think so.
Destiny, and then if you still want to play Destiny, Xbox players can now play with Zen Meteor and Jade Rabbit. But Destiny 2 is going to be, a break.
I mean,
I think
I don't want to either.
What I believe is going to happen is that they're not going to really have time with those exotic exclusives.
That's how I see it too.
And especially not the strike. Like, they're not going to bring a strike forward. That wouldn't make any sense.
It stinks.
Yeah.
It's just bad. It's a bad scenario. It makes the community salty.
Yeah.
There's enough things in the game right now that make the community salty. We don't need another thing added on top of it. So it's just bitter, and also what it spells for the forecast of Destiny 2. And Destiny 2 is supposed to be a new title. Like Bungie's employees are saying, working on an unannounced title. New title from Bungie, so that it is supposed to be a new SKU, a new release. So I don't want to play a new Destiny 2 that's like, oh yeah, it's all this other stuff that was there.
We got 3 redone strikes. Yeah, that would be really too bad. Yeah. I mean, the Edge article, I don't know if you guys want to go into the Edge article or save it till last. The Edge article does seem...
There's still a lot of stuff that we can go...
Yeah, the Edge article does seem to imply that Destiny 2 is going to be a new game and that Luke Smith is working on it right now. All right, so that was the bad. You want to talk about some good?
Well, yeah, we have one small piece of good info that we can get out of the way. Briar, I guess, they watched the podcast last week and saw your genuine anger towards the fact that they weren't going to update Vault Space, or at least that's what they reported. Like, good God, Briar was just seething
livid.
Livid. I was sitting there going,
I suggest you watch that.
Is he serious? Is he actually angry? I kind of want to leave the room right now. Oh my God. So yeah, Briar got angry at Vault Space last week and how it wasn't being updated, and then today, one of the other big stories has been they're working on it. They're doing stuff. It won't come right when the game launches, but it's
happening.
Planning things.
This is great news. We don't know if it's going to come 2 weeks after Rise of Iron. We don't know if it's going to come 2 months after Rise of Iron. But just knowing that that's in the future means that, that relief is coming, right? So maybe I don't delete all my Vault of Glass weapons. Maybe I just deal with a few inventory slots and a lot of management for a little while, knowing that relief is coming. To me, this shows that Destiny does listen to the community. This is amazing. People were upset about this, including me, and they responded to it, and that's great.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, I know you're pissed off about this, and how about we give it to you sometime down the road? Like, all right, cool, great.
At least it's coming.
I don't know. Yeah, at least it's coming. At least it's coming.
Yeah.
At least they acknowledged it.
Yeah. You guys want to talk about private matches and your experience with them?
Yeah, you guys got to play it, right?
Yeah, we got to actually play it.
We did.
My goodness.
We only got to play Supremacy. We didn't we didn't get to go in and try out a bunch of different game modes and everything and get too crazy with it. We got to play Supremacy. It was really nice to just be able to swap teams instead of having to join this other new fire team, yada yada. Just okay.
Yeah, you can do it in game too. Yep. You can switch teams. So that's
you can
really
switch
good.
teams in game.
Oh, that's great.
So you can play Infected. You can, legitimately do Infected.
I was wondering that. I'm glad you said Watts. I was wondering that.
Yeah.
That's
so
great
cool.
News.
Yeah.
When you guys were there, it wouldn't let you do fire teams larger than 3 for. Oh wait, you said you didn't get to check it out, right?
We didn't get to
check that out. There's been a lot of misinformation about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the final word right now about that? Can you do elimination 6v6?
Yeah.
Is it possible?
The final word is you can do 6v6 elimination. You can do 4v4 elimination. You can do 4v4 skirmish.
Yep.
You can.
Basically, you can do 6v6 salvage and basically play hardpoint.
Yeah,
it'll be crazy.
That's awesome,
but maybe really fun.
Yeah,
yeah.
It should be interesting what people come up with. When we were there, we were told you couldn't go larger than what the current playlist offered, so you couldn't do 4v whatever for salvage. But I guess during the time that we were there and not, they changed that.
Yeah,
that's smart.
There's some other options there too. On vehicles that allow it, you can change whether it happens in the morning or at night or during the daytime. You can add vehicles to maps that support it.
You can turn light levels on and off, which will be actually really fun. I think that could be an interesting game mode. Make one person at max light level, then make everyone else put on shitty white armor with no light level.
That'd be fun. A raid boss PvP thing.
Basically.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, my thought is Juggernaut mode would be 1v6. The person who is 1 has max level light gear, and then the person in the other team is light level 170, or taking stuff from the raid, and then the Juggernaut person can only use shotguns. Or a universal remote.
Nice.
Wouldn't that be fun? But it would be elimination.
That'd be fun.
It'd be elimination. So
that'd be fun.
So they have to get reses on their buddies from whoever is Juggernaut.
I love it. Those 170 guys wouldn't be able to get a one-shot kill with a sniper rifle either.
No, they'd have to team shot.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun game mode.
It's gonna be really fun.
The one thing that we do know as far as restrictions go, you can't have a 7. You cannot have a 7 versus 5 or whatever. You can't go.
Can't go more than 6 on a team.
You can't go over
more
6,
right? Can't go more than 6 to the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd break.
Yeah, this sounds mega fun, man. I can't wait to get started with this. Yeah. I also really, I mentioned it earlier, but I really am looking forward to seeing some real tournaments happen. We've seen tournaments happen in Destiny, and they're fun. But the fact that you're constantly waiting for the matchmaking to work really does break up the flow of a tournament, and it makes it hard to watch at times. So now, people who put together tournaments can put together a tournament, and these things can actually happen and be watchable. We can start hoping, or the tournament guys especially can start hoping for a spectator mode so that they could actually spectate these things in a fairly watchable way. But this is a huge start. This really does put competitive Destiny in a light, it shines a light on.
I'm really excited.
The fact that MLG is looking at it is great news.
Mm-hmm. Well,
it can get a lot more structured. It can get way more structured than it is with people attempting to get into those same lobby as each other, and it breaks it up. You can have people coming in with commentators, and it's just going to be presented in a much more accessible way.
Yeah.
People are going to see it and be like, this is really fun. I want to watch it because watching Destiny is fun.
Yeah.
I really do think it's a fun game to watch. So it's just going to bring more people to the scene. Yeah.
I mean, whatever technology they use to be able to get those cuts or those shots, you know how they like have people running in, dropping a super, and it's clearly a spectator mode. They just need to take that code and put it in the game so we can have that. So just like you could flip your team from Alpha, Bravo, Spectator. You know, that'd be great.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, can't wait.
So private matches, they're
Supremacy.
gonna be awesome. So,
Supremacy was super fun.
I can't wait to play it.
It
looks
it's
so
such
cool.
a fun game mode. It's so fun.
Yeah, Supremacy was immediately when I like first sat down to start playing and like we loaded into the game. My first game was just trash. I don't think I actually I recorded the game, but I didn't use any of the footage because I forgot to upgrade my subclasses and armor. So I was running around there with like the base level jump and then nothing else, which is really difficult when people are popping supers. And then the second match, I was fine. But yeah, no, Supremacy quickly became one of my favorite game modes, just due to its clash, which I've slowly begun to like a lot more actually. And you know, every single fight, the objective is just always moving with having to pick up crests. Maybe you're trying to stop the enemy team from getting points by picking up your team's crests, or maybe you're trying to go get a couple crests that dropped a little further ways away. Like it's a really interesting game mode for Destiny specifically.
Yeah. It's really fast paced too. You respawn a lot faster. You're obviously getting supers faster just because kills give you super energy, but also picking up the tag does.
Yeah, that was crazy watching the footage.
Picking up tags give you super?
Yeah, picking up tags gives you
Denying tags.
It gives you the equivalent of like an orb of light. It's kind of crazy.
But they did say they were looking at
That's-
tuning that down a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it was a little bit too hectic.
Is it mayhemy?
It was pretty mayhemy. Like
They said they wanted to be somewhere between Control and Mayhem, and it was a little too close to Mayhem. So they want to dial it down a little bit.
An orb of light on every
was pretty
crest?
funny.
That is a lot.
It's
So,
it's
I
not.
hope they dial
It's
it
like
down.
one of the small orbs of light. Yeah. What else? Oh, we can talk about the maps that we played on.
Yep.
Did you guys play on all four?
No, we only played
No,
two.
just two.
Which two?
Unfortunately.
We played the PlayStation exclusive one, Icarus.
Floating
shame.
Gardens.
Because Icarus is actually a really good map. I think
I like
the
it.
the first thing people said about it, they're like, "Hey Holtz, they said there's doors on Icarus."
There's like one door, right?
It's
Because there's like this middle section that no one really uses, and there's doors there.
I was looking for a CD.
Did I read it correctly? You can die from the door. Can you get crushed in there?
I have no
Or is that
idea.
incorrect?
I don't know.
Okay, so imagine just the map is a large circle, and at the very center, like this small little area, there's a small tunnel that connects like an inner ring from one side to the other.
Yeah.
So you can either go through that tunnel or you can just walk around.
Walk around.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's basically the center of the map is a massive trap, and you shouldn't go there because there's about 20 ways to get into the center of the map, and it's the close quarters.
This
Stay
is the
outside.
one that's like the Vex Shrine, right?
No, that's the Vex Shrine one. This is the one on
Floating
Mercury.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the one on
Yeah.
Mercury.
But I think Icarus was my favorite of the two.
Yeah.
It just felt like there was a little bit more action, and there was a little bit more like different places you could go, different ways you could get to areas. It felt like snipers were doing just as well as shotgunners by sticking to the outside. So yeah, Icarus could potentially be like our best PlayStation exclusive map.
No, it's the first PlayStation exclusive map where I'm not immediately like, oh god, this map again. Like I actually, I think I'll enjoy it for a little while.
Yeah.
I like the Vex one more personally though. It's the first time they've done like a 3-lane map, but it's not obviously a 3-lane map.
Yeah.
Because they didn't make it just like, let's make a rectangle and now there's 1, 2, 3 lanes and some ways to connect them. It's like it's almost a circle like this, and then one lane takes a long way. There's another short lane right here, and there's a really short lane on the far side of the circle.
Okay.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that particular map. There's all the radial structures in there made for a lot of really cool movement options. There's actually a lot of levels to the map too, so
There's
you
a
can
lot.
get some good vertical gameplay.
I thought I was gonna die when I fell off into the water. I was like, oh no, this is probably a death place. I'm like, oh, it's fine. Cool. I can go this way.
Yeah, I liked the Vex one a lot more. We got to try out a bunch of weapons too, not exotics.
Hold up, before you talk about the weapons, did the maps look visually upgraded? Because from the footage, it felt like I don't know if it was just because it was new, and I'm excited to see new stuff. It felt like it was looking even better.
I really can't remember. I can't tell graphical upgrades based on when we play because it's a different monitor.
Okay,
That's true.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Different monitor, and then of course I recorded on the lowest possible quality footage.
Rip.
Yeah, my bad. Forgot to set that Elgato from 1 to 10 on the quality slider. Yeah. Didn't take up much space on my hard drive though.
Man, these videos are so compressed. Wow.
Yeah, I was like, wow,
Like, oh,
this
this
only
is great.
takes up like 7 gigs. This is great. Oh, they had probably some upgrades to textures. Like that's,
Textures
Lighting
and
might
lighting.
be a little better. Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
Just
Lighting
small
and
things.
textures maybe were a little more high fidelity in comparison to previous maps, and I was like, nice. I like that.
I can kind of see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weapons.
So for weapons, we, if you'll notice in the footage on the Planet Destiny channel, Holtz is using a shotgun.
I'm also using a shotgun.
Yeah, I think everyone
How
was
about
using
that?
a shot. Everyone
Besides
except Inkuch was. Inkuch was the only one that was using a sniper.
Yeah.
There. The shotgun that we had was basically a god roll matador.
It was amazing. I was like, this is the best shotgun that I've used since Fell Winters went away.
Yeah,
Whoa.
It's really good.
it was good.
Yeah.
It's
really
What was the
good.
name?
I don't remember.
Last Ditch, I think Lost
Was it Occam's Razor?
Is it the Orbit? Dead Orbit one?
It's the
No,
Dead
they were
Orbit
showing?
one.
It was the
yeah.
Dead Orbit one. Yeah.
Oh man, that thing.
It
Gotta
Gotta
was
dump
it
in
was a
some moats
monster.
to get some Dead Orbit.
Yeah, it was a
packaging.
yeah. Wow.
monster.
Make sure
I'm
my
interested.
dead orbit
Yeah,
guy is edged up nice.
And I think all of ours had like the same roll too. It was a max range roll with like smooth ballistics, rangefinder rifled barrel, something like that.
Damn.
So it was
Yeah.
it was
Nice.
nasty.
It was just the best shotgun you can probably find.
Yeah.
It was
Nice.
so good.
There's the Mida multi-tool archetype of scout rifle is coming back
Yep.
for legendaries.
That's good news.
Yeah, the one that we all had was Mida archetype. In the footage, it says it has 10 rounds in the mag, but that's because I was using brace frame, which reduces the mag size for a big stability bump, which was worth it in my opinion on that one. Anyway,
Is that the one that looked a little bit like not like the others?
yeah.
Yeah.
It
It
was
was
kind
really
of a
good.
reskinned one.
That was a solid scout rifle. I think a lot of people started realizing that it was really good because gradually, as you got on, more and more people started picking up the scout rifle.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, the auto rifle was pretty cool too. I think that was like the Dead Orbit auto rifle.
Looked like Dead Orbit.
It
yeah.
was, Dead Orbit.
Yeah. The auto rifle was pretty good.
It looked like it had a lot of
Cannon.
stability, especially considering
It had rodeo
from
on it.
A lot of the footage I was watching, people didn't have any perks filled out. So
it had rodeo on it, so that's why it looked like it had stability because rodeo.
well, a lot of the
weird
European guys, the guys who were playing over in Gamescom, they don't have any of the perks filled out, and it still looked pretty usable.
perk. Yeah, no, it was good. The
Future War called the Whale.
no,
I
just
was
no.
underwhelmed by that hand cannon.
Well,
Yeah.
for starters, that hand cannon was in like the faster rate of fire archetype of hand cannon. Yeah.
I used it for a
wasn't
little bit
good.
and was like, no, I can't kill anything. I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
The pulse rifle was my favorite.
I
personally.
couldn't get used to that pulse rifle. I think think
Really?
it's just like the stability on it or something.
I loved it.
It jumped up and down quite a bit, even for it
Yeah.
having a pretty substantial stability roll on it. So maybe pulses are getting some sort of rework.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like there was more recoil than we were used to. For me, pulse rifle was the most consistent thing for me. Pulse and scout felt really good. I think the pulse is the Crucible one. It's hard
it
to
had a
say.
weird paint scheme on it, so we'll just say it probably was the Crucible one.
yeah, it's the Crucible one.
And of course, all this stuff could change too that we're talking about because early
Yeah.
build. Because
Totally.
that
They were
hand
like,
cannon,
the shotgun, no, stop it.
yeah, that hand cannon was like fastest rate of fire archetype 7 in the mag. Is basically a
Yeah.
W don't 2.0. It was bad.
Wow.
it was pretty rough.
No thanks.
Yeah, no thanks, no thanks. What I think that's basically it as far as PvP stuff that we got to experience while we were there.
We got to personally mess around with artifacts. That's the only other thing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the artifacts were really cool.
The one that I went to first was getting rid of your super for extra grenade and melee. Because as a Night Stalker, I was like, I don't need a super. So it definitely makes your neutral game like the best. You become into a neutral game god. What I did notice though, because it was Supremacy, and you get your supers very quickly, I regretted not having my bow to get rid of them. Especially as the first match we were playing against like 20 Hammer Titans.
Yeah,
It was literally 5. There was 5 Titans. I think 4 were Hammer Titans.
We were against five Hammer Titans, and then Inkuch's Blade Dancer.
It was the worst thing ever. It was the worst. I was like, there's constant hammers. So I definitely wish I had my bow to shut that down.
Yeah.
But it was definitely cool having 2 melee, 2 grenades. The other one that I used was the one that highlights when someone's low or when they have a super.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's as game-changing as people initially thought it would be. Because a lot of people thought it might highlight behind walls, which would be crazy.
Oh, yeah. No
That
way.
would be terrible. That would be awful. But yeah, I mean, it's instead of having to look when someone, like, look closely to see if someone has a super, you can just see it, which is kind of nice. It also allows you to prioritize targets a little bit better. So, like we said before, it's going to be good when you're, like, carrying people in trials because they can see when someone has a super, or you can see it and you can call it out. So, yeah, I think it'd be good for that.
How obvious is the outline?
Very.
Like when somebody was red, is it
It's
very obvious?
Yeah.
Because on the compressed footage, it's a little difficult because it's compressed. You know, it's not clear video. But like,
No,
it was the
it's-
yellow when their super is ready.
Yeah.
Like they have a shimmer.
Yeah. No, it was like a yellow outline.
Outline, literally,
It's
like, there's
very
outline.
very obvious.
Yeah.
Cool.
I messed around with the radar one.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, the radar one was perfect because in year 1 I used to always use Knucklehead as my exotic until the Bones of AO came out, and then those have just never really left me. But yeah, the Knucklehead, fantastic perk, and when you're trying to learn a new map, the radar one, really, really good. Yeah.
One thing we should also talk about is the one that gives you extra melee and extra grenade does not stack with armor.
Okay.
That was
Do we have
confirmed
actual
today.
confirmation on that?
Yeah, it was on Twitter.
Okay.
Dado asked Mr. Fruit to go and ask someone at Bungie
Okay.
because he's at Gamescom. He was like, can we finally just settle this? Because Mr. Fruit was told something and we were told something totally different.
And
So
then it's been like just back and forth.
They're
the
like, but
entire
Mr.
week.
Fruit said this. And it's like, but Dado said this. And it's just like back and forth of misinformation. So we did get Mr. Fruit to go and ask someone at Bungie if
good.
it stacks. And they said, no, it is not
No
stacked.
stacks. You cannot
No
have
stack.
3 grenades.
You
Sorry.
cannot have 3 Warlock melees. No.
Sorry.
Stop it. It's not allowed.
Thank the baby Jesus.
Seriously. I don't want to experience that.
You know, it's going to be interesting for the fun police build. So you have 2 suppressor nades and then 2 force barriers being able to proc every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you're not going to have your bubble, which is kind of synonymous with that, being able to pop a bubble and say B. But, you know, if you're playing Supremacy and you're just shutting down supers with grenades, it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the artifact should be really cool. The
Yeah.
other artifact that we got to try out in PvE was the mind control.
If you
Yes.
look at my
Ooh.
gameplay of the strike, it's literally me just meleeing things.
Yeah,
That's all
mine
it is.
too. Basically, Mesa Sean, Watts, and I, we were on a fire team for the new strike. We won't give any spoilers of the actual strike because I know a lot of people want to just experience that. But what we were doing is we were just running around meleeing all the things.
Trying to make an army.
Yeah.
Our best.
Could you,
it-
as a
it's
single
funny.
player, melee more than one guy? Could you control
No.
more than one guy at a time?
No, you can only do
Just one at a time.
Yeah.
It's a pretty low proc rate as well. It was like maybe 20% of your melees.
Oh, really?
Would
Oh,
cause
it's a
it to-
chance.
Yeah, it's a chance. It's not a guaranteed thing.
Did it
And
matter
so
if it was
get
a
a
charge
captain,
melee
though.
or not?
No, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
No, didn't matter at
We
all.
got ourselves a captain.
Yeah, we got
Nice.
a captain, we got
With
a
a shield.
servitor, we got a vandal, the invisible vandal.
That was great.
We were basically playing Pokemon, but with Destiny. we had to catch all
Nice.
the things.
The captain
yeah.
was my favorite. Because he
Yeah,
was like,
the captain
he was just
wrecked
standing
stuff.
there, and I was looking at him and waving at him, and then he was like, "Let's go!" He just ran. He just
Yeah,
took off. He was leading the pack. He was great.
Both the vandal and the captain just did. They were not afraid of anything, and they
They
just,
were.
they just went in. The servitor was really disappointing because it likes to just hang out in its one little area, and
Yeah.
it didn't want to follow us and go kill stuff with us. So
Yeah.
How did the other enemies that react to it? Did they treat him as one of you guys, or did they still
no,
prioritize fire on you?
I think in the build that we were playing was really early, so some of the enemies, like, I felt like they weren't responding as quickly as they could have, or maybe it was because it was the lowest level version of the strike. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, they responded. Like, they would start attacking that thing first because it ran in. It would usually just run in.
Yeah.
How long did it last? Also,
About a minute.
really? That's a long time.
Yeah.
It's a good amount of
About a
time. Yeah.
I was expecting it to be like 15, 20
No,
seconds.
no,
And
it
wears off.
lasted a pretty substantial amount of time.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's good.
That could really come in handy.
Yeah, it's a novelty, honestly.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a novelty. And you can only do it to you can only do it to like tier 1 level mobs. So if it has a yellow health bar, it's not gonna work.
Not gonna
on it,
happen,
Unfortunately,
yeah.
you can't go mind control Randall the Vandal.
It's a good way to like do strike playlists or something and make it a little more fun, just by trying
Yeah.
to take over things.
Seems like it'd be really risky on a nightfall.
Probably.
Yes.
Like if there's a burn for that captain,
Light
and you
switches
run up,
on.
and you're like, hopefully this works. 1 in 5 chance, and it doesn't, and he like light switches you or something, or
Yeah.
or shoots you with his gun with whatever burn's got on it.
Yeah, it's fun. Though. It's fun to mess around with.
It's fun.
The bad thing is a lot of times, like the thing you melee doesn't have a lot of health anyway, like a drag, so it'll just die. No chance to mind control.
That's a sad time.
How did you mind control a shank?
Don't know.
It just
It's a
worked.
Mind
really
control a
strong
shank?
shank.
Yeah, it's like
Whoa, yeah.
she was able to mind
took a
control a
sh-
shank.
Took a shake.
It didn't die instantly.
No.
Patrick was yelling at me saying it's not going to work. I'm like, it's going to work, Patrick.
Yeah.
It's going to work.
You can see it in my footage on like the final boss. There's a shank, and I just start shooting at it, and I'm like, wait, what? And I that's when I shouted at her, like, how did you do that? How did it not die?
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Did,
a lot of fun.
When it's turned, obviously you can still shoot at it too, right?
No, it's friendly. All like aim assist turns off on it. You can't
Oh,
damage
really?
it or anything. Yeah,
You can't damage it?
It's a friendly unit. It's a friendly unit to you. Its name tag turns blue, like a blueberry.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Turns into a blueberry.
Can you mind control a tier 1 ogre? There weren't any to test, but
Yeah.
we'll definitely
so.
try. We'll definitely try once the game
yeah.
comes out.
Do you guys want to talk about that Bungie vid doc a little bit?
Yeah.
That almost brought me to tears, not going to lie. The music,
Yeah.
like,
It was
Bungie
pretty
puts
exciting,
together
right?
some awesome stuff.
They
Like,
really do. There was
I
a
wanna buy the
lot of
soundtrack.
information in there
Yeah,
too,
me
like a
too.
ton.
Yes.
Like we got to see a lot of new armor, a lot of new weapons. We saw full sets of Trials gear for all 3 classes.
Yes.
We saw full sets of Iron Banner gear for all 3 classes. I think we saw a full set of Iron Banner gear with the million shader on it too.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
We saw full raid gear on all 3
Raid
classes.
And Iron Lord.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
saw a lot of new ornaments. Yeah, did we see a full set of Iron Lord gear for everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
we have.
Okay,
Yeah.
I remember the close up of the hunter. That's the first time I had seen the hunter
Yeah.
gear, and it looked great. The gauntlets with there were like kind of these spikes coming off of the knuckles, and
and you can see
the
it's
wolf
like
head
on
on
the hood
fire.
of the cape too.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
could see fire there. I was like, ooh, it's in the cape. That made
Yeah,
me excited.
it is. It's really good looking. The Iron Lord gear, I think, is my favorite of all the sets they've shown. It just looks phenomenal with the ornaments. But I really do like that Trials gear with the ornaments, that kind of pink holographic ornament that they have.
Yeah.
That looks pretty nice. I wonder if shaders are going to be able to apply to ornaments.
I feel like they're not going to.
No?
Just because when we were looking at the screen of putting in ornaments, I feel like it's just going to be that one color. Maybe they'll introduce more like color selections for it later, but
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like it. But I'm going to be wearing all white and the pink, or all black and the pink. And what really got me excited about the Trials gear for Hunter is it turns the whole cape into like a hologram.
Oh,
I didn't even
really?
realize that.
Yeah,
I didn't
that's
see
cool.
that.
Yeah,
It looks
and if you
awesome.
see some, it looks so good. You see some screenshots where the Hunter's in action, like running, and you can just see this like see-through
Holographic
cape.
cape.
Oh,
that's
so
cool.
good,
That is cool.
so good.
The Iron Banner
the-
stuff looked dope as hell too. The
Yeah.
the Titan with the horns coming downward, almost
Yeah.
like Norse Viking style. It looked really nice. And
Is
the
that Iron
weapons
Banner?
that we're seeing, I think so. I think that's Iron
Yeah, I
Banner.
can't
think
tell between Iron
the
Lord and
flat
Iron
topped
Banner
one is
stuff.
the Iron Lord one.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Iron
Yeah.
Lord looks like it's made all of metal with nothing else on it.
Okay.
And then the Iron Banner has different colors and everything.
In like the woven mesh type of
Yeah.
metal.
Yeah.
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 And then the Iron Banner weapons have gotten a really big redesign.
Oh,
and some of them,
good.
actually all of them so far that I've seen, except for the auto rifle possibly, look fantastic. And the standout to me was the sniper rifle with that big ass spike coming out of the front of it.
Yeah.
Spear.
Like we got to see that a
Definitely.
few times. There's one time where this hunter is just kind of like, he kind of runs into the screen, then slides across the screen holding it. And then a little bit later you see him like kind of perched on a ledge holding it.
Yeah.
And then you see down his scope and he snipes a warlock. I mean,
Yeah.
that guy was like my favorite character in the whole trailer because that gun was so cool.
Yeah.
I was surprised at how good the raid gear looked in motion, because when we saw it
Yeah.
in the Game Informer article,
Yeah.
it was like, what
Not
the hell
impressive.
is this geometric
I
shape?
was like,
I'm not,
eh.
yeah.
Especially
Yeah, it was
the
really
warlock.
like kind of clashy looking, just like a little like, I don't know. And then the video, I was like, okay, this looks sick.
Yeah.
I
Especially with
want
the
it.
ornaments, like the
Yes.
glowing light coming off. Oh,
Yeah,
Yep.
they stepped it up with the armor.
They
they
really
did.
They-
This is the best,
They
the best looking armor we've seen so far.
Definitely. The Warlock did still look a little weird with the pyramids.
Still a
on
little
the
hot
chest.
He looks
topic-y.
cool.
Yeah, a little bit. But the Titan and the Hunter, I was like, I cannot wait to get that armor. That's going to be sick.
Yeah.
It does make me wonder if the shader does change the ornament, because it was like a reddish, pinkish
Right.
light coming off the red gear. And I wonder if it does take cues from the shader. So, because you could put
Maybe.
some really clashy things on there if you
Yeah.
don't have the red shader.
Like, I
I'm
wonder
assuming
if
that's like
Chroma
a
is also
raid
moving
shader.
forward. You know, I didn't see any Chroma slots. Did you guys see any Chroma slots?
No.
No, I did not.
So I wonder if that
it's
is
not
just like a one and done thing, and then moving forward, it's just going to be
there-
ornaments.
There is Chroma stuff going forward.
There's chroma
because,
armor, right?
Yeah. Okay. So one of the big things that got released this week as well was faction packages. Like if you
Yes.
rank
Yes.
up a faction package, you can choose between weapon, armor, or chroma armor.
Hashtag no more boots.
Yep. No more boots.
Also, class items come at like separate. So
Yeah.
we won't choose armor and get a cape. You'll actually get like the piece of armor and a cape.
Yep.
That's
if you
nice.
are gonna get a cape. Yeah.
That's really
cool.
nice. I wonder
That's
how
really
much
good.
it'll impact the replayability of the game, but I'm really excited about it.
Also, they're not doing it for Vanguard or Crucible, right?
No. I'm pretty sure it'll go for that. Like, why would they put in that system for like new packages and not put it?
Okay,
in
this
for,
is another confusing area then in the community. And there's no clear evidence, because they said for faction packages, you know, and that is
Crucible
different.
And Vanguard's a faction.
Yeah, Vanguard and Crucible are factions.
They
So
are
it is-
factions. They use the exact same package system as the other
Well,
factions.
Yeah, no, I,
mean,
get
so
that.
does
but
Iron Banner, but yeah.
see, that's the
People gonna get them some longbows.
yeah, because I want to definitely get a weapon from Crucible and Vanguard stuff. You know, I'm
Yeah.
hoping
Well,
that
look,
system is there 100%.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm just gonna fucking call it. It's gonna be there for Vanguard and Crucible.
I would assume so too.
Yeah?
The
I
Vanguard
see-
cape is beautiful, by the way. I was
Oh, nice.
wearing
Is
that when I was at Bungle.
What?
I saw somebody using the 70. Actually, I think it was Story Machine. I saw him using the 77 Wizard, which is a year one gun that we haven't seen in the year one packages so far. I wonder if there's going to be a refresh on the year one inventory.
Maybe.
I wonder if they're
Oh,
going to
it's
add to
coming.
it or replace it with different stuff.
They're bringing a ton of stuff back
Yeah.
as well, and new stuff.
I also really liked that they showed a little bit of the cutscene. It wasn't enough to really. I don't feel like it was enough to spoil much. It spoiled a little bit, maybe, but I don't want to talk about what I saw in case people are super sensitive about it.
Okay, I was going to yell something. Let's not do that.
The cutscenes that they did show in that vid doc got me hyped. Like, real excited for the story.
Yes.
I hope there's more than... Wait, we saw what could be, like, 2 or 3 different cutscenes.
2 or 3 pretty easily. We saw, like, the end of the story. We saw...
Maybe the end.
Saw some spoilers.
Definitely a spoiler, a big one.
Yeah.
We also saw some clips from the raid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are you guys concerned with how many spoilers? You guys concerned about how many spoilers are shown in that vid-doc?
Totally.
Yeah, I didn't want to see that much, honestly.
I
was
definitely didn't want to see the raid.
Yeah. This is the first time that they've ever shown like that much of the raid.
They don't have Luke Smith protecting it.
It was the entrance of the raid and going through what could be partly a jumping puzzle, and then also the first boss. I'm assuming it's the first boss, the death ceremony. I'm like,
I feel
looks like you
got to
look at the mechanics, right?
More of something you have to just get past.
They were shooting it though in the video.
Were they?
Yeah.
Were they shooting the AI?
It looked like they were shooting parts of like the fire things coming out.
Maybe you have to like stop it. I don't know. It doesn't seem like a full like boss kind of thing. Maybe just you have to
even with
stop
that giant arm coming down.
It was cool though.
It is cool.
I love the fact
electric
that
guitar
you
was
have
coming
to
in.
run in the raid. I love
Yeah,
that
was really cool.
Titans with their skating, gonna be good.
Yep.
Must be Titan looking for one more for raid.
You see that Destin announced our raid group to Bungie?
Yep. So, yeah, that was really funny. He was interviewing Deej. He's like, yeah, I'm going to be running the raid with Planet Destiny. I was like, oh. Yeah, I guess we can talk about that now, by the way. We'll be doing a little fun event with Destin Ligari from IGN. We will be running the raid when it first comes out.
Yeah.
I think we're going to try to stream like us playing some raids too beforehand. Sometime.
Get a warm up
after Destiny CommunityCon, right?
Yeah, after CommunityCon, we're gonna try to get together and like
get acquainted with our team.
Yep, get everything gelling. Make sure we got good teamwork.
Gelling like the gelling.
Yeah.
You gelling? You gelling?
I'm gelling.
We're gelling. We'll be gelling. We'll be good. We're good.
I'm very excited about that. It's one of the hallmark experiences in Destiny. Going to a raid for the first time.
It remains my highlight of the taking
ambiance. Absolutely. It's just there's nothing in gaming that can give you that experience right now.
The best part's just also experiencing the content blind. You're not going in with someone telling you exactly what to do.
Right.
You have no you don't know what to expect from a fight.
Working it out as a team.
Yeah.
And then that sense of accomplishment when you finally get it done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's huge. I think that gearing up for it is going to be... I got a feeling gearing up for it is going to be a little easier than it was last year.
Yeah.
It is, which is probably a good thing.
Because last time we had to go from essentially light level 170 to at least like light level 280, something like that.
Yeah.
I think I was like 281
going
into that raid or something like that.
Yeah, most of us were 290 going in.
290?
Okay.
We were... I mean, we were doing okay until we got to Oryx, and then we were just like, gear checked hard.
Yep.
What else was in that Bungie vid doc that you want to talk about?
Oh, what about the 3-spray sidearm? What's up with that?
Oh, yeah, the RoboCop
That
gun.
looks really good. We got some more gameplay of that today, too.
Really?
Where?
Yeah, it's on the Game Informer article about the PvP maps.
Okay.
And I think it's on Last Exit. They have very short videos of the Crucible maps that are coming. And there's someone using that weapon in that video.
Okay.
So we were able to see him kill 2 people, I think it was.
Did it look like it was hit scan? What?
I'm not sure, actually.
Right now we have a pulse-fired sidearm, and it sucks. But it's...
yeah.
The Uber-tuber is not...
Do you think it's going to be exotic?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they've already stated it.
They did? They confirmed
that?
that? Sorry, I didn't read that piece of information. Nice.
Yeah.
So we have another exotic sidearm coming that hopefully is not doo-doo.
Yes.
Right.
The standard is set unbelievably low. So
True.
It's known for the challenges of can you actually get through this with this weapon.
Yeah.
It looks good. From what we saw, it looked good.
It's an amazing looking weapon.
Mm-hmm. No, it cool. Looks like a competition shooting pistol, just with the
it does kind of.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Cool. We also got to see that pulse rifle that looks like maybe it came from the raid.
It is. It's the raid pulse.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will be
raid pulse exotic.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll be the raid because they talked about in the vidoc they said something about weapons from the raid and then immediately panned to that.
Yeah.
And it's definitely the exotic they told us about. So exotic raid.
Yeah, it looks like if you get a headshot, it shoots wolfpack rounds at surrounding enemies.
Yeah, a lot of them
seems
too.
good.
Like, it looks like it was like anywhere from 6 to 9 popped out of that thing.
Yeah, I was amazed. Like when they first described it, was like a cloud of Siva appears and hunts down an enemy. It's like, okay, so it's gonna be kind of like an Axion dart, right? Because that's kind of what the weapon was originally designed around. If it was designed around the Reddit version, but oh my god, it was like a swarm.
Rounds.
A swarm is a better description. Oh my god.
That weapon looks so cool. I actually didn't even realize it was a pulse rifle when I saw the footage. I thought it was a scout. Yeah, because it fires it really fast. Thing looks so cool. I can't wait to try one of those out.
Yeah.
It looks really cool.
I wonder what it's going to be like in PvP.
We know it has outlaw on it. We know that much.
Yeah.
You need to use that pulse rifle with Blade Dancer skip grenades in PvP.
Oh,
you
God.
Dirty.
Perfect.
You dirty.
Dirty. God. Liam and his boys chasing you.
What else did we saw? We saw the Nemesis star.
We did?
Yeah.
The exotic
heavy machine gun.
Yeah.
Oh. And the skins, guys.
Yeah, we saw some skins on some exotics too.
That black and gold Hawk Moon.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Sign me up.
That gold Monte Carlo.
Again, I will take 2.
Looks so good. Like my excitement level is raid and then weapon skins because those look badass.
Just ornaments in general. I'm just like, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that too.
So they announced that there's 22 ornaments, weapon exotic ornaments, right? Wasn't there a tweet that they officially announced or something like that?
Yeah.
So
and it was
that's
3
not
legendary armor.
And legendary armor, yeah.
3 legendary armor, yeah.
So we're not getting all of the exotics with ornaments, right?
No, but a lot of them.
A lot of them. I wonder which. I hope Last Word gets it.
I hope so.
I want Mida to get it too. It's never been a particularly attractive weapon, in my opinion.
That's true. It's not like, that'd be nice.
I could honestly see them leaving Mida out because it's like a utilitarian type of tool.
Yeah. April 2017, they'll release more.
Yep. A new set of ornaments.
Yay! April and there will be much rejoicing for a week and a half.
Yay!
Do you guys want to talk about this Edge article? Because I found it really interesting. When I first looked at it, I was like, okay, this is just going to have repeat information from all the stuff we've heard from Game Informer. But it went a little more in depth into the development of Destiny, I found. You want me to just start reading them off?
Yeah, start going
Do it.
through the list.
All right, so this is actually a breakdown from Reddit user Mercules904.
He writes for Planet Destiny.
He put together a really good kind of breakdown of this article, so I'm just going to read them off one by one. They talk about year one problems, Destiny's toolset, desperate rewrite of the story, the struggle of adjusting from Halo to Destiny's more complex world, and Yellowhorn. The new Yellowhorn is not as powerful as it was in year one. Which
we can kind of confirm that. It felt exactly on the same power level as it did like after it got its first nerf, or its only nerf, really. I guess
the Taken King nerf.
Yeah, the Taken King. It feels fine. It feels fine. It's not God. It's not God tier anymore, but it's still really, really good.
That's good.
When we used it at Bungie.
Rise of Iron only came into being when the decision was made to push back Destiny 2 by a year. Something they note is very out of character for Activision to allow. The ability... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, thank God Activision did, and they weren't like, no, you have to wait a year. Because the thing that people seem to forget is that Bungie can only do what Activision allows them to in terms of releasing content.
True.
They believe this was
they were trying to get them to allow to release Rise of Iron, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
It's always been interesting to me that Bungie they got out of their contract with Microsoft and they slid right into one with Activision. That always seemed miraculous that you could get yourself extracted from Microsoft in that Halo brand. And then they slid right into another one with Activision. It always seemed like, what? Okay.
Well, maybe they weren't really looking for less control. Maybe they were looking for another paycheck, to be able to fund this game.
To be able to fund it was an expensive game, getting Destiny going. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They believe this was the smartest choice as opposed to releasing a game like Vanilla Destiny, which was clearly not ready.
Yeah, I mean, good for them. They're
Clearly.
Yeah.
Lars Bakken says that issues don't always pop up when you're testing the game with 100 people, but then become apparent when the community of a couple 100,000 gets to it.
Yeah.
That's pretty obvious.
That's obvious.
Skill-based matchmaking is brought up, saying the highest level players dislike being forced to play sweaty matches all the time, especially when connections are compromised. Lars replies that he understands people want to be able to choose when they have their skill tested and when to kick back and have fun, but that's difficult to do because the people at the top are having fun at the expense of the people at the bottom. They don't want the bottom-ranked players to quit because they get destroyed all the time. I think that's the general argument for skill-based matchmaking.
Yeah,
right?
that's the flip side of skill-based matchmaking, where there is some good, where a lot of people say, I can actually play the Crucible and have fun right now because I don't get matched up against a Hovey or a True Vanguard,
Yeah.
You need to have that every once in a while, though, right? Like you need to get matched against someone that's just on a completely other plane of existence from you, and then have.
I think that if skill-based matchmaking is done right, you do get matched up with every once in a while. But it's too strict, I think, right now.
I agree. I think they could let it slip a little bit because I remember playing like FPSs for the first time, and I'd come up against people who were a lot better, and it would make me want to get better because I'd be like, "Holy crap! What are they doing that I'm not doing? I want to learn how to do that." So of course you don't want to be in that all the time. That would you can't learn, you can't progress, you can't have fun if you're in that situation. But I think it's good for both parties to be able to, the real skilled ones to get in and just stomp and get a 50 kill game and have fun with that. But also for the lower ones to come into contact with people who are higher and push them to want to become better players. Part of the fun of the Crucible.
Right. The major problem, though, that we have in Destiny is that if you are in a higher skill bracket, it gets longer matchmaking times, and when it does match them, the connections are questionable. So it's not a true sweaty match. It's more of like somebody had the drop because they could see somebody before they could see them consistently.
Yeah.
Cotton admits that right now they haven't really made it enjoyable enough for players to have fun when they're only winning half of their games. I think this implies that for players who would normally win the majority of their games, Bungie hasn't done a good job of keeping Crucible fun when the game makes it so that you lose as much as you win. They think that private matches will help this.
Yeah. Yes and no.
Yes and no. Yeah.
Understands that the community wanted it so badly that they were purposefully breaking matchmaking to make it happen. And they said it was such a poor experience for players to have to go through it that private matches were a priority.
Yeah.
Reports have previously claimed that Bungie's tools were inefficient for building Destiny. Jonty Barnes, VP of Game Development, admits that there were problems, but says they were rooted in growing from a staff of 150 to a staff of 600 plus, and a failure to adapt to that change. They tried to remain as a single team, and that didn't allow for the type of division of resources and attention necessary.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So they've really changed the way the studio operates as they've grown. It sounds like they had some real growing pains.
They moved around like everyone's desks. They moved everything. They had a huge change up when they decided like, hey, we actually need to separate people to have their job. Yeah, you can't have like everyone just work on all your stuff. It's like we need to have this team, the PvE team, and they need to be next to like the investment team, and like they had it much better structured. Afterwards.
Like the first time that I was there back in House of Wolves, the like the testing area was kind of downstairs, and then the next time that I was there, they had like moved the testing area upstairs and integrated it into like whatever team they're supposed to be testing with. So I don't even remember what the bottom floor was or what that area in the bottom was used for again. But yeah, they've done some pretty serious changes there.
They have.
Now they have 3 teams. Destiny Main focused on the next major update, Destiny 2 in 2017. The Live team responsible for the persistent world in Rise of Iron, and the Engine team improve the technology that aids development.
Interesting.
This one is interesting because I don't see anything that says the next expansion team for the
Rise
April expansion.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that means Live team.
Well, it's nice. It's nice that they're getting that stuff organized. It is obviously a lot more smarter to break teams up when you're past 100 people, because you can't keep communication up properly when it's 100. When it's 600 people, you can't just have 600 people talking to each other. It doesn't work. It has to be split up, and the game has to be maintained in its current form in order to keep the population happy to then go on to these next expansions in the Destiny 2. Because, like, it's annoying when I get weaseled. I don't want to keep on getting weaseled. And they do these maintenance things. They might fix something. You know, that's all a separate team that's making sure the world is active and alive right now.
Engine team has helped by dropping last-gen support, which affected a portion of the player base that is smaller than 10% and was felt to be necessary due to graphical and memory restrictions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right.
I found all of this to be really article. Now, I don't have a subscription to Edge, but I'm thinking about getting one so I can read this entire article in full.
I'd get a subscription just for that awesome cover.
It is a pretty good cover.
That art is fantastic.
Yes.
There was some specific Rise of Iron info as well. Rise of Iron doesn't offer the same transformation as the Taken King, nor is it Destiny 2, merely a stopgap, albeit an effective one. Raids need to be challenging, but not too challenging, and they don't want them to be too long either. 8 hours is too much of a commitment.
I feel like instead of going super challenging and making it really difficult, they would maybe make it to where you can do it in different ways. Because that really seems the direction that they were going with this whole expansion, was they want you to do stuff over again, but they want it to be different each time you do it, or, have different ways of doing it.
You
so
think
if they had a
raid might change?
Oh, I mean,
maybe not in a drastic way.
Well, I mean, like that's what they were talking about for the strikes, at least.
Yeah.
They
right,
put
the
that
strikes,
system, in the strike that we ran, there were different pathways that opened up and closed. It didn't really change much about it, but it changed.
I'm way down for a raid that alters itself maybe per week.
That'd be
great. I'd love that.
Yeah.
Maybe like a simple thing would be, like the maze section after War Priest to get to Golgoroth. That could change every week.
Oh, that'd be sick.
That'd be great.
That'd be cool.
It's
maybe a different
example.
Ornaments somewhere hidden in there.
There you go.
And who knows? Maybe challenge modes will actually be more challenging and not just be like, "Hey, here's a challenge, complete it." Because if they're going with the philosophy of not making it be 8 hours, and we've already been told that challenge mode's going to be a thing, maybe it will come earlier. Maybe it will be more challenging.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. But it looks fun.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, the raid looks fun.
Cool.
House of Wolves was an outlaw story. Taken King was about revenge. Rise of Iron focuses on nostalgia and respecting the past through a rich, interesting story told by a character you've always known. Artifacts are no longer just an obstacle to max light. They now change the way you play. We knew that. Guns and armor offer familiar perks, so we're not expecting a huge refresh on the perks.
I don't think we saw any new perks when we were there. The only new perks were on like artifacts.
A lot of the new exotic and legendary items are obtained by fixed means as opposed to RNG.
I like it.
5 story missions, 1 new strike, 2 remade strikes, and many, many quest lines that continue after the story. I like to hear that many quest lines part.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's when the party starts. After the story. That's when stuff gets super great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Archon's Forge builds on Court of Orc, sorry. Skeleton Key item helps to prevent people from having to grind strikes. Theoretically, we'll see how quick the drop rate is on those skeleton keys.
Yeah. Right?
Max light level is 400.
Mm-hmm.
Shaders affect class items and ornaments are pretty cool. basically, Rise of Iron is just to hold us over until Destiny 2, but there's a lot to be excited to. So again, Rise of Iron is just to hold us over until Destiny 2. So it does appear that this is going to be a year's worth of content.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yep.
What other
let's
games?
hope that live team does some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
What other games are coming out? Just so I can see what's up.
No Man's Sky got an update today.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna
Patch,
take me a while
so
to
it doesn't
get
break.
all the armor pieces with the stats I want. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Acknowledge the schedule. So they talk about the schedule. Festival of the Lost is coming in October. SRL is coming in December. That's Sparrow Racing League. Can't get too attached to plans, hence why they are hesitant to release schedules. They still have stuff left over from Destiny 1 that they want to do, but right now they're thinking about Destiny 2 and the following set of content.
Tell you, the April update is absolutely going to be all the raids coming back to normal light level, all the weapons bringing back up. I'm telling you.
They're like, use whatever you want.
I don't know about
calling
the
it
weapons
right
coming
now.
back up, but if the April update is all the raids coming to current light level, that would be a genius. Genius.
I think they're going to bring everything back. If they don't want to have the elementals associated with them, then there might be a different name for the weapons, or like Ascended
Yeah.
Fatebringer, you know?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So I'm looking forward to actually reading that entire article. I've only read this synopsis on Reddit that was expertly put together by Mercules904.
Nice.
And I
It's
thank
good.
him for his efforts.
It's it's bittersweet right now. It's good, and it's also like, okay, we know what we got in front of us,
yeah.
because we love the game. We want to play more of it. We want to just have tons of stuff to do, but we all are aware that, a year is quite a long time.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of really cool games coming out this year. Titanfall 2, people are getting beta codes for that, and
Yep.
from what I hear, that game is phenomenal. Battlefield 1 looks really good.
Titanfall 1 was fun.
It was fun. It wasn't very
there
deep.
just wasn't enough in it, but it was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's
Battlefield's going to be great. Yeah.
new Call of Duty, which I think the single player looks really good on.
Yeah.
I haven't watched much of the multiplayer yet, and I don't say that about Call of Duty games. I haven't played a Call of Duty campaign since Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff coming.
There is
I'm
a lot of
excited
stuff
about it.
coming. It's pretty exciting time. I'm really looking forward to Rise of Iron. I am hyped about it, but it
I'm
does
super
scare me
hyped.
that it's the only DLC we're getting for a year.
It'll take
Again,
me a year to get like the cape I want and the armor I want on all my people.
Yeah. At the very least, we know we got with the Taken King, what kind of timeline, what kind of stuff that they dropped for April update and all that. So
Yeah.
we know we could probably at least expect that.
Last thing on our list is Destiny Community Con charity stream. That is a lot of words that are
Yes.
hard to say.
Yeah, it is. Even just Destiny Community Con is hard for me.
I usually end up saying Destiny Comic Con.
Yeah, I know. Same. Yeah, same.
Didn't know.
Last time I checked, these guys already raised like $35,000.
Yeah.
A ton right
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, right off the bat, showing
Within
again how awesome this community is.
Within the first, I think, 40 minutes, they raised 14,000.
Yeah,
Holy
Yeah.
crap.
I think Ithalian was giving away steak dinners to whoever the top donators were on his stream.
Yeah.
You got to pay the airfare, but he'll buy the hotel and the steaks, which is pretty
They
fucking
are,
sweet.
aren't they? Isn't their goal like 200,000?
Yeah.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yeah, they
and
have
all
a
that money, I
lofty
think, goes
goal.
to St. Jude's Hospital
Yep.
for
They
cancer
have
research.
They have a big goal, but they're doing it for, you said 6 days? Is that what it was? Or 5 days?
It's
It's up until the day before Destiny Con.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a long, it's a big charity stream, but they're at 43,000 right now.
Wow.
3,000.
So they're nearly 25% through the 200,000 goal, which is like huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is huge. So everybody needs to. We should probably host them after the stream. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah,
Great.
sounds good.
Yeah, we
definitely.
should. Yeah.
And that's it. You guys want to talk about something you love?
Iron Banner, because that's going
Oh,
on
right.
this week.
Yeah, we didn't talk about Iron Banner.
There's
I
Iron
forgot all
Banner.
about
There's
it.
a shotgun. There's a hand
It's the
cannon.
same Iron Banner.
That's a myth. There is no hand cannon. Unconfirmed reports.
Yeah, the hand cannon has a really great rule this week. Rifled barrel and outlaw are great in combination, plus reactive reload. However situational it may be, is still really good.
There you go.
Solid roll from the vendor.
I did downplay in the video. Sorry, guys. It's because I normally don't do those videos, and I rushed it. So
my bad. I was working on some other videos, so I couldn't do that one. What else?
The shotgun's got to get a roll on too. It's just not a very good shotgun.
Yeah, it's a good PvE shotgun. Good.
It's not even that. Shotgun. You want a faster fire rate on a PvE shotgun.
Mm-hmm. It's funny. I think this is the first time in a long time that all of us has actually played Iron Banner.
It's that Rise of Iron hype, man.
Yeah.
The soundtrack got me wanting to go in there, become an Iron Lord.
Oh, you know what? We didn't talk about the music on that video. They showed those musicians.
It's so good.
Yeah, and it's incredible. I mean, honestly, the artistry, both in visuals and in audio, from Bungie is like it's top notch. Like it's really difficult. Yeah, it hits you an emotional level, and it's tough to find another company that can do that level for gaming. You know,
they've been doing it since Halo 1. I remember that first time you land on a planet on the Halo, and you like hear that soundtrack, and you're just like looking around. You're like, this is different.
Yeah.
I want to buy the soundtrack as soon as it's available.
Yeah, I will too. Absolutely. I bought the previous two, and I'm pretty ready for a new soundtrack. To be honest with you, the Taken King soundtrack was a little dour, a little on the depressing side.
Have you guys installed the dynamic theme yet for Rise
No,
of Iron?
no.
I need to.
Install it. It's got some Rise of Iron music in it, and if you wait about 15 seconds in, it sounds like the Halo theme starts playing.
Oh,
really?
The Halo theme doesn't play, but the kind of monk type singing.
Yeah, the monks.
The Gregorian type singing comes in, and it's like the first 4 notes are basically the exact same as the Halo theme, and then it changes.
Cool.
Yeah, but Iron Banner has been really good this week, thus far. I haven't played a hell of a lot over the past 3 Iron Banners, but I'm actually going for rank 5. I want that hand cannon this time around.
Yeah. Nice.
I haven't really had any laggy games. I've had only 2 situations where lag has been crazy at all.
On Tuesday, I ran into consistent red bars. Yesterday, I saw far fewer, and today I didn't see any. So
yeah, I didn't see
small
anything.
sample size,
the
though,
way
right?
it works. It's weird.
I played 4 hours on Tuesday, 4 hours yesterday, and it's across the board. You know, it really at this point, I approach Iron Banner with the expectation of lag.
Yeah, but now,
and then if it doesn't have it, I'm surprised. I'm like, oh,
great.
Nice. But if somebody just shows up and blinks, Titan blinks across the screen, I'm like, it's Iron Banner. I'd be weird if I didn't. Yeah, it's like I'm playing Destiny's PvP. How could I possibly think something else is going to happen? That being said, not all the matches were laggy, but there was a considerable amount of matches that had red bars. But I just don't really pay attention to it as much as at this point.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I'm having fun with it. I like Iron Banner. It's one of my favorite things because somehow that dangling carrot of loot really gets the community excited to play Iron Banner, and everybody just kind of gets together, and it makes for fun streams. It gets my clan together. Everybody just starts playing, and it's just fun to play some PvP as a group like that.
Yeah.
And now that you get so much loot, it's like winning or losing is really just not a concern anymore. So mostly we just joke around the whole time.
Yep. I could care less too on winning or losing.
Yep.
Most of the time the games go to there's a 100-point difference or 500-point difference. You know?
Yeah, the matchmaking is spot on right now. It's it's always right on the edge of winning and losing.
Yeah. Yeah, every single time.
So that's Iron Banner.
Yeah, that is Iron Banner.
Same old Iron Banner, honestly.
Yeah, Iron Banner.
I can't
Do
wait
you guys
to
think
play
there'll
it
be
as
another one
Supremacy.
next month, or you think they'll? You really don't think so?
I really don't think so. I really don't. And the only thing I think they might do would be I don't even know if they would do an Iron Banner and then be like, hey, here's Supremacy for everyone.
Yeah, that's what I could see them doing. Is similar to last year, right before the Taken King, where they released the new maps for everybody for a week.
Yeah.
I could see them doing it's gonna be Iron Banner, it's gonna be Supremacy, and you get to play on the new maps.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, it would be.
I don't know that they'll do it, but I could see it happening.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm pretty excited. Excited about Rise of Iron. We gotta wait now. Just gotta wait.
Yeah,
Gotta
it's
wait
getting
it out.
closer.
I'm really
We're
excited.
32 days away.
Yeah, but it's not too long.
It'll go fast. It'll go fast.
It's not too long to wait. But while we wait, we can always talk about Blue. Because no doubt you notice these wild and mics and headphones that we're using. They're just some of the iconic gear that Blue creates. Blue's award-winning products are the driving force behind professional musicians, internet creators, and countless elite gaming teams and Twitch streamers. Their Yeti USB mic is the internet's most popular microphone, and their MoFi and Lola headphones deliver an insane sound and a very personalized fit. Blue offers everything you need to completely immerse yourself in the ultimate gameplay experience. Learn more about Blue at bluemic.com.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah. It's seamless transitions now. I'm getting good at this. I'm getting good at this.
Spot on.
Twitter questions this week, guys. It was like, I swear, 60% of the Twitter questions were, how mad are you guys that the year 2 PlayStation exclusives aren't coming to Xbox One? So I had to call them quite a bit because I knew we were going to talk about it during the podcast anyway. I did allow a few to sneak in, but if I feel like they're just going to make us repeat what we've already said about it, then I'm just going to skip the questions. We've already kind of talked about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
That being said, Spectre Gaming says, what is your take on PS having some exotics for 2 years? I think we've already said it.
Yeah.
Spectre Gaming. Will Grimm says, do you think private matches will allow grimoire progression? And if so, what will prevent boosting scores?
You know what? It probably will, honestly.
In the
they've
video,
said
on their private match, in the private build, it showed Grimoire progress.
Yeah.
Like how many wins
Yeah,
out of
I think
50.
I got it too when we were
Yeah.
playing. I had Grimoire progress.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and
Boosting's
really,
gonna
it's-
happen.
It's Grimoire.
Does it matter?
Is it really boosting when the number goes up and nothing happens?
No.
Yeah, boosting is like when you boost for headshot kills in COD to get a skin.
Yeah,
Right.
Right.
Boosting is
Like-
like going into Trials of Osiris and trying to matchmake into another team that then immediately loses on purpose. Like that's boosting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seems to be
I
some
don't,
benefit
I
applied
don't
to
care
it.
if someone wants
If-
Max Grimoire that
Yeah,
bad.
if
bad.
Grimoire gave skins and stuff, then sure we might have a different opinion. But right now, no, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dildo T. Baggins, should Destiny 2 be called Destiny's Child? Yes.
Sure.
That is a great idea. I hope Luke Smith hears that in the cosmos. I think Cosmo can deliver that from the cosmos into Luke Smith's ears. That'd be great.
Louis D. Rivera, do you believe there will be auto-completion of quests just like there was for year 2? Hashtag still no chaperone.
I'm not sure actually.
I have no idea. I could see it going both
I'm not
ways.
sure.
I doubt it. I think the reason they did that for year 1 to year 2 was because quests really changed, especially the way you get like
That's
bounties,
true.
like the
Yeah.
Thorn bounty or the
Yeah.
super good
Iron
advice
Banner
bounty.
bounties are changing quite a lot from what we've heard.
Yeah, those will probably autocomplete, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
saving them still gets me some legendary marks.
Yeah.
At Mike L69, hello Planet Destiny. What are your guys' takes on Destiny finally becoming an esport?
It's not quite there yet.
It's not
Yeah.
quite there, yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
If you've ever seen me run a Nightfall, you'll know it's as sweaty as a sport can get.
I'm happy.
It's a step
I'm,
in the right direction.
Yeah, it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah. We're
Being
getting
able to
there.
have actual support. Maybe Red
Yes.
Bull will do something now because when I was out there for like the Clash course, they're like, man, we were wanting to do something with PvP, but it's just impossible to
Can't.
matchmake. So,
yeah.
maybe they'll do
it'll
something.
allow companies to actually pick it up, run some stuff. So we'll see what comes of it. It's not quite there as an esport yet, but it definitely has been facilitated that it could potentially.
It's still going to be peer-to-peer, too, which is kind of an issue for esports.
It's peer-to-peer. They have to connect to the Destiny servers to make sure that your character is loaded properly. There's balance issues. Like, it's a step in the right direction, but Destiny, in my opinion, has a long way to go before it's an officially an esport.
That
Starting
being
with the
said, though,
netcode.
it's one of the most entertaining games to watch.
Yep.
I agree.
So I think
Yeah.
the pickup would be pretty immediate for fans.
I think the fan base in general wants it to be an esport. Like the overall vibe is that it would be so awesome for it to be an esport. It's like, okay, now let's get these things checked off the list to make it an esport. Private matches was the first step. Now we need some balance options in those. And then we need either LAN or dedicated servers, one of the two, to be able to, fix those teleportations. Yeah.
Stuart Roberts says, how much vault space is enough to last till Destiny 2? I don't want Briar to have another vault outburst.
A vault break?
A vault break?
The number is entirely different depending on if you're asking Briar or me.
Yeah.
It is.
There's a lot of stuff to get in Rise of Iron. All of the new stuff, and then all of the returning like year 1, year 2 stuff. It's also coming back. I have 3 more pages, maybe 2 more.
Yeah, I would take a doubling.
Yeah,
Double down.
doubling would be nice.
Double would
Completely
be
fine
great.
with what we have now. We don't need any more. We're good.
You don't need any more.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't speak for we.
I'll speak for we. I'll speak for
You
we.
can't.
You
do
have
not
a
speak for
problem,
we.
Briar. You have a
No, I know.
problem. You have a
I
problem.
enjoy a video game where I get to collect loot that I enjoy to use, and I want to be
But
able to
do
keep
you
said
use
loot.
it though? But do you really
I do
use it?
use it. I was in Vault of Glass last week playing with all Vault of Glass weapons.
You just sit
That
on
was
the shelf,
fun, man.
And you take it down every often. You inspect it. And it's like, yep, we had good times, or maybe we never had times.
Even if that's the
Maybe
case,
there
is that
will
a
be
bad
times
thing
in the
having a
future.
trophy case of your past achievements? Is that a bad thing?
Back up there. I don't know.
I spent all
At
this
some
time,
point when the trophy
I spent all
case-
this time working Vault of Glass out to get a Praetorian foil. It took me a year and 8 months to get it.
I mean,
do I want to
yeah.
delete it because they won't give me more vault space?
I'm just saying, at some point when that trophy case exceeds 108 places or whatever, you might consider.
I'm very talented. I got a lot of trophies.
Don't.
Let's move on.
You almost had it.
Trigger Blade asks, new Siva exotic pulse rifle. Raid exotic,
so
yes
many
or no?
participation trophies. Gotta
Raid
get rid of
exotic,
Yes, it is a
It's
raid
a
exotic.
definitely. Yep.
JB Mega, I think that Nexus Bind will come next April in a similar style to an update like Archon Priest. What are your thoughts? Think we'll see the Nexus Bind come back in the April update?
Probably.
Why
Like
not?
I said,
Yeah.
Like I said, if year 2 was a template, we should probably go off of it and not expect anything else for year 3.
The best way to be.
Yep.
Might be setting yourself up for disappointment to hope for an April update.
Damn, Briar, you choking kittens right now? Man,
I got enough of them
these
around.
puppies can't die. Don't let them die.
I'm just saying, they haven't said there was going to be one. Grizzlies. With Saladin moving to Fellwinter Peak, what will become of his area on the tower? Door near the speaker? Ever open?
I don't know. I
You
hope
think
they
that-
just open up that little section so we can, go
Hold
chill there
fashion
now.
shows in there.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Fashion show.
I like the
Yeah.
the trees that are at, like the far end of Lord Saladin's section because
beautiful.
Yeah.
they have like a little ring around it, and you can jump on the ring and and
kinda
ride,
hover?
on it. You start
Yeah.
floating and you can float around on the ring. It's something.
There's also a ghost out there, and people who join the game after Rise of Iron will have
That's
no
true.
access to that ghost unless those doors open.
They gotta keep them open. Open
Mm-hmm.
the doors. We don't like doors.
Yeah.
Keep them open.
What's
Somehow,
it going to
these
just
doors
be like
gotta
an
be-
empty area, though? That's weird.
It is weird.
It's just a nice. It's an area for reflection.
And fashion
It
shows.
needs something though.
Think of all
It
the
does
fashion
need
shows we
something.
could hold there. Talent shows. We'd have dance contests.
Maybe
Plenty of
Eris
stuff
can
to
move her ass out there.
Yeah, she's in like a little corner.
She's in- yeah,
in the
she's
bottom.
kind of
I feel like
in a
Eris has progressively gone to a smaller and smaller area. Like she was out on a balcony. She's like, now
Yeah,
this.
she used to have her ship hanging off the thing.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
was really funny?
roped her
is
ship. Yeah.
When they first moved her there, the sweeper bot was still there.
yeah.
So she was standing there with the sweeper bot just cleaning in front of her.
Keep-
and then she
keeping
just
her
fucking
company.
killed the sweeper bot. Probably tired of it talking all the time and breaking its
Sleeper bot probably
protocol.
got spooked out. It was like, yeesh,
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
What's with her fucking mascara? Clean that
What's
shit
with
up.
the droopy eyes? Jesus.
David Hallam, what vendor weapons and armor is a must-have before it's re-rolled for Rise of Iron?
Hawksaw.
Yeah.
Vacancy
Hawksaw.
from Future War Cult.
Oh yeah, vacancy.
Yeah.
Can't think
Future
of
Rifle's
anything
pretty
else.
good from Future War Cult as well.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that the vacancy?
Is that?
That's vacancy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Vacancy.
okay.
Vacancy.
Yeah.
I always get the vacancy and the hand cannon mixed up. So I was.
Me too.
The vanity actually isn't that bad.
Vanity,
It's a decent
yeah.
hand cannon. Yeah. I'm always hoping to get one with Icarus. Every time I get a package, I'm like, come on, vanity with Icarus. Never happens.
Mark Gonzalez, after this past week, is that it? Is that all we got? Is those 2 weapons? Shit.
It's not really that great of a
That's all I got.
tower
Really
weapon thing right now.
No.
Like, you know, it's like get your conspiracy theory D from the quest, get your 1,000-yard stare from the quest.
Yeah.
There's your sniper shoddy. Now get the vacancy. There's your fusion. Is Rune Wake any good? I never look at that.
No, there's no.
Yeah, Rune Wake's bad.
Well, it's not bad. It's just like all the machine guns that are out there right now are just machine guns. It puts bullets, does stuff.
Well, some of them.
Hopefully we get better rolls. If we get that
compared to
roll that
others.
you guys had from the dead orbit on that shotgun, that thing's gonna be
Everything's
Yeah.
sexy. Be
That
good.
thing is the best.
Mike Costanza asks, ketchup on eggs. Disgusting, right?
Yeah.
Depends.
Everyone
What
just
if-
shut up and agree with
Hold
this.
There's
up.
a lot of
No.
ketchup in like British breakfast. Like you have the eggs and you have the
Okay.
bacon and you have.
If we're
beans.
talking about different
You have the
types of
ketchup.
ketchup, we're eventually going to devolve into Tabasco sauce at some point in this.
No, let me pitch you this idea.
You
You,
know it's
got
not.
these beautiful eggs, and they're delicious.
Yeah.
You can't wait to break into them. And there's
Yes.
like this incredible amount of hash browns that have been cooked perfectly.
Oh, I'm loving this
And you
story.
put ketchup all over them.
Oh,
And
all
you
over the place.
ruined
dip.
it. You fucking ruined it.
No.
What?
You fucking ruined it. You know what's good
Ruined
with
it
hash
with
browns?
ketchup?
You know what's good with hash browns? Hash
Ketchup?
browns.
No.
And
gotta have
no.
ketchup
And
on those
some
hash
yolks.
browns.
This is how
I
you get
put
the
it on
sunny
hash
side up
browns.
eggs. You get the sunny
Yeah.
side
Sorry,
up eggs,
Holds.
and you just break them apart and put the hash browns and all the gooey yellow shit, and you eat it. It's fantastic. That's your ketchup.
Sorry, you are wrong in this one.
No, I am.
You're wrong.
So fucking.
Yeah.
I
correct.
used
Pikachu
to-
likes ketchup. I like ketchup. We both like ketchup.
Fucking potatoes are a ketchup delivery device, frankly.
Exactly. You know, if you get some egg in there, if you get some like egg on top of that with the ketchup,
They have
delicious.
no intrinsic value. That's the fucking Irish. They know. I used to, every time I made an egg sandwich, I always used to put a slice of tomato on it because that was just delicious.
It's so unfathomably different than ketchup.
And then I got married, and tomatoes became less available to me because I stopped doing my own shopping. So now I put a little squirt of ketchup on to replace the tomato, and it's good.
I
Yeah.
have a podcast.
Holtz, you're telling me
with a
you
group of
never have
fucking
any
savages.
ketchup with your hash browns?
No,
Ever?
I don't put ketchup on my hash browns because I cook my hash browns so they're delicious without the fucking ketchup.
Yeah, I don't know if I can trust your culinary instincts anymore. I'm gonna have to like vet
My
every
culinary
time.
instincts are so far above yours that, like, you guys are talking about ketchup on hash browns. I'm talking about
Eating
I
ice
don't-
cream
I
with a
don't
fork.
yes, eating ice cream with a fork is a completely valid method. Damn it.
Okay.
All right, let's move on.
I don't think we can move on from this, Briar.
What's that?
I don't think we can.
We can't move
It's time
past
to
this.
we have to end
It's
the
done.
podcast. There's the only way.
K Brash says, "Will current exotics get a new node for ornaments, or will you have to rely on exotic drops after launch?"
Do we
That's
know
actually a
in
very
any way?
good question.
We don't know.
We don't know how these drop, right? We don't know how we're getting these
We don't.
at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well, we
imagine
do
it's
know
gonna
that
be
you
a
can
lot
get
of
them from
quests.
the new Sterling Treasure replacement.
Oh, right. So they're gonna be like, all right. Yeah, I just don't know if it's like suddenly you acquire it and your account unlocks that ability. You know, because obviously you can pull out any of those exotics and then apply the ornament by the looks of it,
Right.
and then deactivate it at the same time. So I don't know at what point do you acquire the ornament and then apply it to your account? Or,
Yeah. Do you get a gold ornament that can go on the Monte Carlo and make it gold, and it goes on the Hawk Moon and makes it black and gold? Or do you have to get a specific gold Hawk Moon
They
ornament and a
haven't-
specific gold Monte Carlo ornament?
I fucking hope not because my inventory space can't take that. If that's something they're gonna fucking upgrade the
Oh,
vault about,
really?
yes. Yeah. Yeah. No, then I'm all on board. If they're gonna put in ornaments and like each ornament is fucking different from another one, then we're gonna have issues really quick. But
Maybe
No, I don't
you
think
would
it's gonna take up space.
you would,
I don't think it's gonna take
like
up
some
space
more
like
vault
that.
space.
Yeah.
I'd like more space in whatever slot that's going to be in. So like inventory or whatever it's called.
He needs more slots for his potatoes because apparently that's all he eats. What's going to happen Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be something that is consumed, and then it's locked to your account. Because when they were hovering over, it was only activate or deactivate. It wasn't like, use this item, you know? So once it's unlocked for that exotic, I'm pretty sure it's like you have that ornament then. This is what I'm guessing and what it looks like from what I've seen so far.
Maybe.
Yeah?
Maybe. Yeah, I can see that.
Because you can activate and deactivate, so it's like a one-time use. It's not going to be like a consumable that then goes away if you
Like
get
a
rid of
Chroma?
it. Like, yeah, not like Chroma, because Chroma like goes away after you've used it.
That's true.
We'll have to
find
see
out.
on this one, yeah. Mercs? PlayStation announced their official PlayStation 4 mouse and keyboard. How do you think this will affect Destiny PvP?
I don't know. I've never used the keyboard and mouse on Destiny, so I don't know how it feels. Obviously, you know, like Dr. Lupo is very successful with it, so I don't know.
From what I understand is that it feels similar to playing on PC, but it just feels really slow because the 10 sensitivity isn't fast enough.
Yeah, that would crush
But it
me.
still does allow you to use 10 sensitivity, which is faster than most people can play Destiny.
Right. I have no experience.
Maybe I'll buy this and test it out and see how it works.
Do you think, on a similar note, do you think Destiny is going to start approaching the potential of PC if, like, the Neo comes out and then also supports a keyboard and mouse attachment? Do you think Sony is going to say, hey, you should start supporting some of this hardware, and then they also then support a PC version?
I don't know.
I don't know. I really don't know if Destiny would ever come to PC. It feels
To be
like
clear, Destiny doesn't currently support a PC mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
You have to get an adapter to make that work.
Yeah.
That fools it.
Yeah. But now
I don't
that
know.
Sony is
I agree with
officially
Patrick. I'm not
releasing
so
one-
sure it's ever going to come to PC. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I'd like to see it go to the
Destiny
PC.
3 will be on PC. There we go.
There it is. What is that? That's like year 6
20.
or year 5?
20 at this rate.
Hassan says, I really hate the current meta. I would take any other over this one, even the Thorn meta. What's your opinions?
Wait, Hassan? Like,
Hassan.
oh, I thought you said Hassan, like the Twitch guy. You really hate this meta? You would take... I'm sorry, could you read the
I
question
would not
again?
take Thorn. I'm sorry. Thorn,
Yeah, I
when
didn't
someone
like
could
the
just
Thorn
tap
meta.
you with Thorn and throw an arc bolt at you and you die, like, it was ridiculous. It was a ridiculous
I actually
meta.
like this meta. I like the meta that we currently have the most. I think there's issues with it, don't get me wrong. But of all the metas that we've had up to this point, I did like the pulse rifle meta of early Taken King a lot too. Maybe I actually prefer that a little bit more. Like the pre-nerf pulse rifles were really fun because I felt like I had more opportunity to fight off sniper rifles with primary and more opportunity to kill shotgun warriors with primary than I currently do. Yeah, actually, maybe that one. But I feel like there's just more variety in the meta right now than there ever has been.
I think the reason that feeling is happening right now, and I think for a lot of people, is because we've just had this version of Destiny for a year. You know?
I'm
Right.
just bored.
Yeah. And now it's like, I miss last summer when Trials was fresh, you know, and but
I
yeah,
don't think anyone legitimately liked going into Trials and seeing Thorn final round. Like, who are
Yeah.
those people?
There's
Are
people.
those
There's people that have some serious rose-colored goggles on when viewing year one.
Yeah.
It was
Seriously.
It was bad. It was really bad.
It was not good. It was. You had to play around a broken perk on that final round. That's not good. That's not how the game should be.
For Trials though, the connections did feel better. There's that.
That's true.
And again,
Yeah.
the longer we play this meta right now, the more it feels like, I wish the game felt different.
Yeah.
For a lot of people.
I feel like there was a significant design philosophy change in the way that they approach primary weapon balance, because they've stated in the Crucible Radio in some of the Crucible Radio interviews that they want, if you're using primaries, they want the time to kills to be based on team firing, and like that's I don't know. I went on a big rant about this on stream earlier, but it's fine. It's fine in, like, you know, if you're teaming up with people, you know, so you can actually call that out. You can coordinate it. But for a large majority of the player base, that isn't there. You're not communicating with anyone. You're just joining in.
Right.
So a majority of your encounters are either uncoordinated team attacks, which is uncoordinated, so blah, or just a 1v1. And a lot of the time that 1v1 is you against someone using a secondary, which is going to outclass your primary. I don't know. Maybe I don't really agree with the balanced philosophies that have been put on primaries right now, where they want this really, really slow time to kill based around team shooting, because it's clearly affected secondaries. If we're always
that would be fine if like shotguns weren't as prevalent. Then I'd be like, awesome, we get these like long extended gunfights, primary fights, great. But when someone could just run through you and kill you with a shotgun, I'm like,
you know, like, I liked the doctrine pre-nerf because it had a fast time to kill. I felt like I could combat a shotgun warrior, right? Like, he's not going to get to me before I can spray him down with the doctrine. That's why I like that gun so much. I think just a small increase to the average time to kill on primaries would help tremendously. And then, I really do. I think that would, just a small one, you know, like a tenth of a second. I think that makes a big difference. Underscore Rin, what is the best armor set you have seen so far from Rise of Iron?
I just want the Trials of Osiris one for my hunter. Like, I'm just in love. That cape.
It is good looking.
Kitty cat cape.
In love.
It's very nice.
That Titan with flames.
Yeah, that's really cool too. The hunter looked really cool with the flames too, and the cape on the.
Can anyone confirm if the Dead Zone Revolution cloak actually takes shaders now?
Is this? Are you asking for a friend?
You can ask.
No, I'm asking for me.
I have no idea.
For sentimental reasons.
CG Bennett on Twitter.
I will.
Let's just ask him right now.
I will.
Let's just do it.
It's Bear, right? Ask Barry.
Yes.
While you guys are doing that, Mike M., what is the biggest disappointment you have with Rise of Iron info explosion right now? My biggest disappointment is that there's so much info that I feel like everything is going to get spoiled.
That's mine too, man. Like, they've got the whole strike available to watch. I'm like, I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
Like, I want to.
Yeah, it's like the only new strike. I would be okay with that not being a thing that's viewable.
Yeah. All right, yeah.
Joe Z, since Xbox players will get Zen Meteor with Destiny 2, does that mean that we will use Destiny 1 weapons in Destiny 2?
We talked about that.
Yeah, I don't see how that really lines up, to be honest with you.
Wait, what? You don't see how it lines up? We talked about that.
I know we talked about it, but I don't really see how not getting Zen Meteor in year 3 means that it's going to be available in Destiny 2. Like, it doesn't. It's not a straight line for me.
For whatever reason, and maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm just thinking this incorrectly. It feels like they care a little about the Xbox population to the point where they don't want to make it so it's like, here's some new content that is actually useless. Like, I don't feel like they would do that. But then again, maybe I am giving them too much credence for that. So, anyways, we talked about it already.
Yeah. Alex, what's your guys' favorite Rise of Iron weapon we've seen so far, look-wise?
I love the look of that new sidearm, the burst fire sidearm.
The exotic?
Yeah, that looks really cool.
Man, the
Iron Banner gear.
Yeah,
I really
it all
like
looks
the way
good.
the new Iron Banner gear looks.
Yeah, like blades all over them, and that sniper rifle with that big ass spike sticking out the front.
Did you guys hear it fire in the vidoc?
Yeah.
Yeah, it had a really poppy sound to it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like all their snipers were like a nice, meaty.
Yeah, it was different. Yeah.
It felt like have you ever heard a hockey pistol fire in game?
Mm-hmm.
Or hand cannon fire? Yeah, it sounds exactly like that, but with like a little clunky mechanical thing behind it.
Nice. That raid pulse that's exotic
Mm-hmm.
looks badass. I cannot wait to use it. I'm ready for some weird looking weapon to be used.
Yeah, I'm excited.
The Skinny Choctaw, with the drop of last gen, what changes / improvements Destiny would you like to see happen?
I think they're already doing it. Like private
Yeah,
matches.
I think we already know like a good amount
Yeah,
of
like
what's happening.
just straight up, they're already showing that they're adding weapon skins. They're adding lots of armor. I think more so than we've ever seen in an expansion. The private matches are coming. We can't see what kind of graphical updates that they might have, but there might be some texture increases and lighting, differences.
Yep.
Batman Ghost, do you think PvE needs a monthly event like Iron Banner? I think Bungie needs to focus on PvE more. Thoughts?
That would be cool. That would be cool.
Yeah.
I'm hoping with challenge mode coming in sooner, maybe they could do more with it. Like they have different challenges within the raid, not just like it's the same on a 4-week cycle or whatever. That would be nice.
Yeah,
But an Ultra Nightfall, like it goes back to year 1 Nightfall rules, where if your fire team dies, you go out to orbit, and it's just like badass. Like it's designed, it's personally touched and designed to be difficult as hell.
Mm-hmm.
I would love something that's just really hard, like
Yeah.
just really difficult to do. Once a month would be great.
Yeah.
And gives you like some, I don't know, better rewards, more
Guaranteed
rewards.
strike specific loot, something like that.
If they offered an
Anything.
ornament that you could only get from those times, I would
Or
be
the
all
blue
over
head, the blue head on fire thing.
that. Mm-hmm. The game really does need a timed PvE event.
Yeah,
like
no,
it's
absolutely.
severely lacking something like that. We get Iron Banner, we get trials 4 days out of the week. It needs a monthly PvE event, just like how they had the Queen's Wrath. They had it right the first time. If they weren't going to have anything at all, they had it right with the Queen's Wrath bounties in the beginning, because it's
Right.
specific loot. It's recycling some old content, but at least it's something that's brought out that says, hey, this is the only time you can get these rewards right now, or it's a monthly type of rotation. They really, really need to do that. And if they don't want to add something like the Queen's bounties in, then they need to just figure some sort of like canon into it, so they can have these things.
I'd rather not have the Queen's thing, at least in that form of that event. That event was pretty. That event was like a softball. For the
Let me
They're
ask you
just
this:
running
then.
bounties.
What's different than to Iron Banner and regular PvP?
light level.
But honestly, like right now, really light level.
Light level.
Is that really different?
Specific drops that are rewarded from it.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
the
Specific
rewards, yeah.
drops.
Yeah, but
Specific
like
drops.
I'm just saying the Queen's the Queen's Wrath event was
Specific drops. That's it.
it was just really it was literally running strikes with a modifier on it, or not even strikes, it was running missions with a modifier on it. That was
But that's
really
literally what's
uninteresting.
going on with Iron Banner. It's a modifier on the same Crucible matches that we get.
Yeah.
Right now, it's just different drops.
yeah, but it's also
PvE.
PvP.
PvE needs something like that.
Yeah,
It does.
Yeah.
For
They definitely need
specific
to add
drops once a
something for
month.
PvE.
Yeah, needs something for sure.
Yeah.
Alex, what function settings do you guys miss for private matches? Ban and protect like COD would be nice.
what's ban and protect?
I don't know. I have no idea. I've never heard of that. I think I might have
like-
fallen away from Call of Duty before that became a thing.
I don't know what that is either.
Is ban and protect like banning items from it?
Maybe.
Like, the thing is, if you're doing a private match with someone, you can just ban the item anyway. You can just say, hey, don't use this.
Yeah.
One thing I'd definitely like would be able to like maybe make heavy spawn a hell of a lot more often.
Or not at
That
all.
Yeah.
I would like to see the shields be adjustable.
Could work.
It'd be interesting.
Bamboozy, now that competitive Destiny can be more of a thing, anyone on the podcast thought about doing tournament play?
Patrick.
Yeah, Watts and I, we've kind of discussed like maybe doing it.
We could dabble in it.
You can dabble in it for a little bit.
We can
but
dabble.
yeah, I don't know if I don't know if we'll get too heavy into it. I'm too old for that shit. Too old.
Game battles is not necessarily like the most sweatiest of events. You can get in there and have fun with your friends in a competitive setting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've thought about it too. I don't know if I'll go through with it. I'm certainly not the PvP player you guys are, but I do enjoy playing PvP and I like playing competitively. So it's a fun thing to do. Game battles, you don't have to be a professional player to do it. It's available to everybody. And it's like a ladder
play
system.
Is fun, like no matter what skill set you're in.
Right.
Like just playing at that level against another organized team it's a fun thing. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you'll always be playing people that are your skill level. Like you lose some matches and go down a little bit, and win some matches, go up a little bit.
Wait, is that what Game Battles is? Like a ranking?
It's like a ladder system. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Spectre Gaming, if the Xbox Scorpio has better graphics than the PS Neo, will you guys do YouTube videos on the Scorpio?
No.
No.
I probably would.
I would too. I think at that point we'd be looking at Destiny 2 anyway.
Yeah.
I
already
have
play
no
on both
preference over
consoles.
consoles, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me neither. I got 6 characters at 335. Yeah.
There you go. Joshua Templeman, sorry. What's the one ornament that was shown that you are most excited about?
Trials. I get to be a
Black.
beautiful pink butterfly.
Black Hawkman.
Are we talking about
That was
weapon?
sexy.
Didn't it say
Ornament.
ornaments in general?
Any ornament.
Oh,
Any
ornament.
ornament.
The Iron Lord stuff that's on fire.
Yeah, I'm with Holtzman there. That stuff is fucking
pretty
mad. It looks great. Man Shark, can you have Holtzman say, "No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die," in Varrix's voice?
No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. Yes. Is that something like that? Is that good?
Yeah, that was
That was
good. man.
great.
Good enough?
Yeah,
That was really good.
That was
Nailed it.
Christopher Bond, do you think they will add a perk that affects rate of fire or impact? They already do.
Yeah, it's called Focus
It's called
Fire.
Focus Fire.
Yeah.
Ryan Sheen, voting on maps for PvP? Question mark.
That'd be great.
It would be
Sure.
cool. It's not coming anytime soon, though.
Yeah.
I actually hate that feature in Call of Duty. It's one of the most infuriating things when you just play the same fucking Nuketown map over and over and over again, because that's everybody's favorite map. And then they add Nuketown to the game every fucking year.
Yeah. Or you can
no. My answer is no to fucking map
if
voting.
you've ever played Counter-Strike, everyone always votes for
Yep.
everyone votes for Dust 2. It's like Dust 2. There you go. It's the map you play.
Evan Myers. Nuketown. Why do they keep remaking that goddamn
Why
map?
is it always a pre-order bonus? God.
Evan Myers, how much content would you like to see put in Destiny 2 before they dip into the season pass, if there is one?
I don't think there'll be a season pass.
Yeah,
I don't think there will be?
They stepped away from that.
For Destiny 2?
Yeah, I think they've gone away from that whole model.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a season pass, and the reason is that their whole model for Destiny 1 got skewed, and I think they're going to have it figured out for Destiny 2, and they're absolutely going to be like, here's the years of content, or this year's Destiny Pass content, and then the Destiny 2 Year 2 Pass content. I think that's how they're going to structure it, because Activision definitely is looking at this with some golden eyes.
You guys are fucking up over there, Bungie. You better get it right.
Yeah, I definitely think it's coming.
They have definitely pulled on that leash hard enough, I think.
I bet they were like, okay, we'll give you Rise of Iron, but you have to give us a season pass for Destiny 2. That's Activision.
Maybe. Yeah.
Hopefully they don't say, we'll give you Destiny 2, but you have to give us weapons in
Supply drops.
microtransactions.
Jesus, no.
No, I should have waited a year.
As far as how much content I'd like to see in Destiny 2, I'd like to see like double what we saw in Destiny 1. I don't think we will, but that's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see a lot more story in the game too. I'd like for them to figure out a way to make more PvE content on a regular basis.
That's what I want.
That's really what I want.
Yeah.
Last question. Do better. Since we are getting private matches in PvP, is it time to ask for Forge mode in PvE?
Yeah.
I mean, we can start asking for it.
Start
for sure.
doing the campaign. Start it.
Yeah.
Start the campaign. Make the T-shirts. make the
Hashtag
banners.
Forge mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've already been asking for like a year. It hasn't worked.
We've been asking on the
Hashtag
podcast.
Forge mode's out for Harambe, guys. Let's make this happen.
Don't mention that fucking
welcome,
meme
Patrick. You're
because our
welcome.
chat. I banned
You're
that word in
welcome.
chat on Nightbot, by the way. So
I don't know why
when
you did that either.
Because it's fucking
Why are
hilarious
you trying to crush
see
dreams?
No, it's
Why are you
fucking
trying to crush
hilarious.
dreams?
Everyone's gonna start fucking memeing in chat, and then all of a sudden everyone's
Forge
gonna
mode
get
out
banned.
for Harambe in
Great.
one word? That's not going to
great.
get banned.
No, I banned the word Harambe from chat. Just watch what happens.
I'm pretty
It's
sure.
great.
Wait, can it be attached to a word though?
Yeah.
Hashtag.
I don't know.
I
don't
think
think
if we
it's gonna
replace the A with
See?
a 4, we
Nah,
should be
it
okay.
works.
Harambe.
Forge
Yeah, it
mode
does
for
work.
Harambe.
It does.
Told you. You can't keep
Oh.
the gorilla down, man.
Bye,
Stop
bye,
it.
There goes
everybody.
Rip Chat. Sorry.
Bye.
There it goes. There it
my
goes.
God.
Bye,
everyone.
guys.
All right.
All
Well,
right, that's it. That's
yep.
it for Twitter questions.
Cool.
Thanks for crushing dreams, Patrick.
No problem, man. No problem.
Preach.
I fucking hate memes. So thank you everyone for tuning in to the podcast today. That was the 84th episode. If you want to find more of me, you can tune into Holtzman on Twitch or talk to me at Holtzman_PD on Twitter.
I'm Brian Rabbit. You can find me on Twitter. I'm sorry, I'm reading the chat. You can find me on Twitter at the Brian Rabbit. You can find my YouTube, the Brian Rabbit channel. You can find me streaming on Twitch. Just look for Brian Rabbit.
And I'm Tefty Teft. You can talk to me at Teft on Twitter. You can catch the streams I do, twitch.tv/Tefty Teft, and also here on this channel, twitch.tv/planet_destiny. And yeah. Forge mode out for Harambe.
I'm Miss 5000 Watts. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube at Miss 5000 Watts. Rip chat.
Rip Chat. Rip Chat. Briar?
I already did mine.
Rating
I'm
and
sorry.
You already did it.
I'm completely zoned out right now.
Did you black out? Did you black out from the Harambe talk?
Yeah, it's my brain just shut off once that starts going.
getting worse. You made it worse.
I made it worse by mentioning
It's so
it.
much
I know,
worse.
I know. I shouldn't have said a single
You
damn
kicked
thing.
the hornet's nest, man.
Yeah, I did. I'm gonna.
Shouldn't have.
All right. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye, guys.